Hi, sweet people. I'm sorry that I don't look my very best. I'm sorry that I didn't dress up or do my hair or whatever, but finally, after a few days of taking a break and um, let it all soak in, I'm able to speak about it without getting into tears and stuff like that. So that's why I took a few days to not do any YouTube videos, but something horrible happened. Really horrible. A few days ago, I believe now, 4 or 5 days ago, I got a call. My husband and I were watching TV, and I got a call from my dad and asking me if I was sitting down. And I told him, yes, tell me what's going on, what's happening. And for the people who don't know, I live about 150 kilometers away from my parents. I know for people who live in America, that's not a long um, distance, but for us, because Netherlands is very small, for us, it's a big distance. To keep a long story short, he was called by the ambulance worker and was told that my mother was severely burned. Hi, Francine. And yeah, I'm going to tell you what happened, and I just want to ask you if you want to pray for my mom. Hi, Yvonne. Hi, sweetie. And I want to tell about what I'm doing because I was posting things on Instagram without telling you guys what happened, but I just want to do this live stream without me crying and sobbing and stuff like that. So hi, Aquamarine. Uh my mother has an older sister. That's the sister I made the mini album for that I did a YouTube video about. She was visiting her. And since I have to pull my curtains down because the light is shining in my eyes, she was at the house of her sister, my aunt, and they just wanted to cook something. And my mother was forgotten the fact that my aunt still cooks on gas, and so she put the pan on the fire, and um, at her own house, she is cooking on induction, but my aunt still cooks on gas. And she wanted to turn on the ventilation system, and she bent over the stove, and her blouse caught on fire. And um, yeah, the whole left side of her body and her neck and her face is burned. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you for your prayers. Hi, Tracy. I didn't tell you either because I didn't want you to worry. But yeah, my mother is severely burned. I have pictures. Those are not very nice, but those are the pictures where you can see how badly the poor woman is burned. See the whole left side of her body, her neck area, and her cheek, her ear, and yeah, the armpit is severely burned. And yeah, now this morning she sent me a picture through WhatsApp that even some of her fingers, I will see if I can find the picture, some of her fingers are so swollen and so full with fluid and stuff like that. Her thumb and a lot of her fingers. Yeah. I'm sorry that I don't say hi to everybody personal, but I wanted to keep my story as short as possible, but tell you what happened without trying not to cry. And that's hard for me. Um, but she was cooking. She wanted to cook some vegetable soup for my aunt and herself. Bending over, her blouse caught on fire, and her blouse had all buttons. And so she was shocked that she was on fire, and yeah, they wanted to uh, unbutton her blouse, but it took too long, and her hair caught on fire, and the left side of her face caught on fire. So they pulled her blouse over her head, and yeah, the most time was spent by taking off the blouse of her armpit. So that's the part that's the most and severe burnt. I have to catch my breath, sorry, because that helps me from not crying. Yeah, I hope she will recover soon too. Thank you all for your prayers and for your kind words. She is now still in the hospital. If all goes well, she can go home today after spending, I believe, three days in the hospital. Yeah, but she needs to visit a special center in the Netherlands that's a long way from her own home, where she will get the right treatment for all her burns and all her blisters and her fingers and her neck and the bottom part of her face. I don't know how this will turn out for her. She is 74, the poor lady. I feel so sorry for her. Her and I aren't always the best friends. We butt heads a lot, but it's still be it will always be my mother, and yeah, I will always love her. However, our how do you say that in English? See, I can't even think straight. But yeah, I wanted you guys to know what happened and why I didn't come on to YouTube any sooner. But I needed a few days to be able to tell you without crying or bursting into tears. But yeah, I rushed when my husband and I heard about it. We rushed over to the city that she was in because my aunt is the only aunt that lives in another city than my parents, and then the rest of my family. And so my dad called my brother. My brother went to pick up my dad, and they went over to there, and me and my husband went over to the hospital, and I saw her, and I couldn't help myself from crying. And but she was in good hands. She will be home today if everything goes well. So, if I'm not in my best mood or look um, like I have dark spots around my eyes, that's from bawling. And ah, I, I really asked God when this all is going to stop. First, it started with my two cats getting sick, then my uncle getting cancer, my favorite uncle, then my dad getting a heart attack, then Ben getting a heart attack, then Ben getting cancer, and now this with my mother. So sometimes I think that God thinks that I can handle way more or something. I don't know. I don't know what he's up to with me. But yeah, thank you, Aya. Hi, Eve. Hi, sweetie. Hi, Rhoda. Yeah, I hope she makes a full recovery very soon. Sending all good love. Thank you all. So now I have to recoach myself, or however you call that, and I want to show you something a little bit more fun. Thank you, Anya. Dankjewel. Yeah, I think that's true what you say, Anya. Yeah. Okay, let me be very, very clear because I posted a few bows that I designed and a new one that I invented. I don't know how I can explain any else, but a few days ago, thank you, Tracy. Thank you so much. Thank you, Donna. Yeah, yeah. I think she can use all you guys' prayers. Okay, I will try to put this aside me for a few minutes and tell you something more fun. A few days ago, I was thinking about making another bow set. But as you know, AliExpress is full of bow sets, and I like making bow sets, but I wanted to have something special. Thank you, Tracy. So I invented or designed, or well, it's not a bow that's already out there. I call it a butterfly loop bow. It's just a name I gave it. You can call it whatever you want. This is how I call it. Because if you look on the back, it has those butterfly wings. And that's why I came to butterfly loop bow. It has a double tail, and I posted it on Instagram and I got so many responses over it. Thank you so much, you all. Thank you, Manga. Thank you. Um, so what I did is I sold the design to Scrap Diva 29. Let me be very clear in what I say now. But I was so in love with my bow, I've added in the cutting die set, I've added an extra butterfly wing part that has details in them. So this one doesn't have a double bow like this. So the back part, the butterfly part, but the die set will. I sent those off and I was so in love with this bow that I invented, if I can call it like that. Sorry, I don't know any other word for it. That I wanted to see if I could make it out of faux leather. I thought that would be nice. I saw some videos of ladies who made very pretty bows for kids and onto hair pins and stuff like that. And that's how the idea came to me. So what I did, I made my own design into a PDF. So I cut all the parts out, traced them onto leather, and then I ended up with these out of faux leather and chunky glitter. So like this. I added the double layer, but this layer doesn't have those details in them that the cutting die set will have. But I was so in love with them that I wanted to look if I could find a factory who was willing to produce one, only one, because they are super expensive. I was shocked, but sometimes you do stupid things. And I needed a present for myself because after all the drama I needed something to look forward to. So a few minutes ago, before I started this live stream, I paid for a Big's die. That and I can only order one for myself. The reason is because I sold the design to Erica, and I want to respect the fact that she bought it off me. So she will produce it in a normal cutting die set, and I will get one in a big die set. But what I'm going to do is, if the die set works properly, the big die, so the thick die that can cut through thicker paper or leather or stuff like that, if it works properly, I will share all the info with Erica. And maybe, I don't know, because I didn't tell her about this yet. I didn't speak to her about this, what I just did a few minutes ago. But if it all works well, I will share the info with Erica, and maybe she is able then to do a pre-order, because if the minimum order quantity is 20, and that's a very low number. So if she is willing, she would then be able to also bring it out in a big die, so you can cut through thicker material. I made these by hand, so I don't have a die for it. But then you will have a die that also makes those details in the butterfly wings. That's all the info I have. What it will cost, I don't know. I can't. I know what one die cost me, and trust me, it's not funny. It's not funny, but I needed a little present to lift up my spirit and take my brain off the drama that happened with my mother. And if the die works properly, I will do another, because this design I didn't sell. And I made another bow that I personally like a lot. And that's this bow set. One, I just did one single loop, and one I did with a double loop. And um, this one I will be able, because I didn't sell the file, the design, I will be able to bring out in a big die set. But then I have to do a pre-order and see how many people would be interested in buying something like this in a big die set. Trust me, it's nothing near a normal cutting die. Nothing near. I think, but that's just an estimate. I have to ask for the die itself about $35 to $40. So it's a little bit expensive. And that's excluding shipping cost. The shipping cost will be added to it, and I have to feel how much it weighs until I can determine what I have to put on the packaging. And that brings me to the second question I get a lot. I found a new way to be able to sell my own designs, and that will be through my eBay. I will tell you later all about it, because my brain is not there yet. I have to wait until the big die is in, see if it works in my standard machine, see if it will cut through leather, and so on and so on. I have to test it out, but then you at least know that I'm working on it. And I had the idea to add to this star bow, to add, how do you call those? Let me show you something so you have an idea on what I try to explain in my horrible English. Um, for the people who bought my exclusive die set, the fireworks die set, you see, wait a minute, I have to put one up higher. You see all those little stars. And what I like to do is to design something that makes 3 stars, 3 or 4 stars fan out underneath these two loops, or underneath here, that you can add to the bow, that it makes it even more fun, exciting, new. I don't know how to call it, but yeah, it will look a little bit like there are stars coming underneath of the loops, out underneath, that it's like a starburst bow. I think that's a good name for it. Bigs are so awesome. I own a few. They can cut to thin wood. Yeah, I know, but they are so expensive. Especially, they aren't expensive in a way if they are bulked produced, but the lower amount I order, the higher the price per die will be. And I was shocked, because for my own die that I let be made, I paid about, including shipping to the Netherlands, because shipping is almost €10. That's about $14, $15. I paid about $75 for that one die, but I just wanted to have it, and I needed a little present for myself. So I will let you guys know how it will work, if it works properly, how the quality will be. If there is black foam on it, they told me yes, but since there is a language barrier, I'm always afraid I get something in that's not what I meant. So yeah, and since I just ordered it, they are producing it today. The production doesn't take as long as a normal cutting die. It will only take 2 or 3 days, they told me, and a normal cutting die will take about 10 days. So let's see. I don't know. It's something else. It's something I wanted to try. And I think something fun and different. And you always know that I look for doing different stuff. So yeah. But when I can order, for instance, 20, the price I have to pay will reduce with big steps. But always keep in mind that when I have to sell it myself, they will be expensive, way more than a normal die. But it's handy to have when you can cut thicker materials. Hi, June. Hi. I have not commented for a while, but I have been watching your videos. I'm so very sorry to hear about your poor mom. She must be in so much pain. Ah, thank you, June. Well, I spoke to her, and she isn't, fortunately, happy enough, she isn't in a lot of pain because she gets morphine against the pain, so she doesn't feel a lot of pain. But today they will go and poke all her blisters open because they are on her only, and then I'm only talking about her hands and not the ones on her body. But yeah, they rose like this, so that's how high they were. So now the doctors told her that they are going to poke them open and let the fluids go out and horrible stuff like that. But I have to wait and see on how she heals. And I hope that will be. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you. But yeah, um, I will see. I will keep you guys updated on her. I just I just want to have one big wish, that now my loved ones will be left alone. Oh, and at the end of this month, about the 22nd and the 23rd, I will be in the hospital myself because they are going to do, how do I, you have your bowels. I believe you call it your bowels, and you have the thin ones and the thicker ones. It's hard to explain technical medical stuff in English because I don't know the correct words. I hope I explain it well. They found a problem in my thicker bowels, and they need to examine them. Normally, you will get stuff sent to your house by the hospital. Those are sacks with powder. You have to dilute them in a half a liter of water. Four bags are that, and I have to drink them within a certain amount of time. But I had a bowel exam when I was 20, 25 years younger. And that gave me such a horrible experience that I was so afraid to do this exam. But I know I need to have the exam because then they can determine what kind of disease I have. Um, and when they heard, the hospital heard about the fact that I was so scared of this exam, well, not the exam, but the preparation I have to do to get the exam, they told me, well, let me ask the nurse if they want to take you into the hospital and do it by, um, oh, I know the word, oh, infuse, through my veins. I don't know. Come on, Nicole, you know the word. I normally can say it so many times. Well, the stuff that needs to clear out my bowels so they can uh, investigate what's going on inside of them. And now I can go to the hospital. That will be the 22nd that I will be in the hospital. The 23rd, I will get the exam. And if all goes well, I can go home the same day and else the day after that. So, yeah. Yeah, intravenous. Thank you. Yeah. So they will do it through IV. See, that was what I was looking for. Sorry, guys. Oh, when your head is all over the place, it's hard to think in another language and speak in another language. But yeah, so just so you know, if you don't hear from me, I will be in the hospital around that date. Ben will stay home. Um, I told him not to visit me too often because I will be on the toilet a lot. I know it's TMI, but oh, sometimes I pray that this will all be over, that my mom is healed, and that they figured out what's wrong with me. And that's so kind of them. They don't care for people fear in Germany healthcare. Oh no. Oh, oh, that's bad. Yeah, maybe I was just lucky. I don't know. I told the sister crying over the telephone, I'm so scared and I just have so much fear. And then she told me, okay. And normally I'm not afraid of exams or things I need to do in preparing of an exam. I've been in the hospital so many times, so normally I'm not as a scaredy cat as this, but the last time I needed to do it 25 years ago, I was gagging from the stuff that I need to drink. And I told her that gave me such a bad experience. Can you please help me? And then she told me maybe it's possible. I have to ask the nurse. And if she's okay with it, we will take you into the hospital. And yeah, I had a eureka moment when she told me it was possible. So, thank you, Yvonne. I have had this done. My digestive tract is a mess. I ask for you to have peace for yourself and your mom. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you. That's so sweet. And thank you, Eve. Sending love to you too. Yeah, I'm happy that maybe I was just lucky. I just don't know. Maybe God helped me and knew that I was a scaredy cat for this exam. I'm so happy when this is over. Um, yeah. So I'm now playing the waiting game until the die, the special Biggs die, is ready. Uh, of course, when it is in, I will show it to you, and I will make a bow with it. But please know that for this bow, so this that I now let the expensive die be made, I can't sell those. That's a matter of my respect to Erica for buying the design from me. And I think it's not fair for me to let her buy the design and sell the normal dice, and then I'm going to sell the big dice. That's something I wouldn't do. I think that's a matter of respect you have to have for the people who are even willing to buy your designs. But for the other one, the star bow, I will be able to do it, but I think it's better for me to first let it be produced in a normal die, and then if people like the normal die, I will be able to release it in a big die. But since that will take a lot of investment, I have to do a pre-order for that one. And I'm not sure if I'm able to do pre-order stuff through eBay. I have to figure that out because, as you know, I can't sell or do anything through Etsy anymore because of all the new shipping rules and eco-friendly packaging and stuff like that. So, um, oh, Sharon, I'm sorry, sweetie. I think you have to look this live stream back. My to keep it very short. but my mother has burnt the whole left side of her upper body. And it happened while she was taking care of her elderly sister, and she wanted to cook for her. So, yeah. But I waited a few days to tell you guys about it because I didn't want to come on and cry again about the drama that's keep on happening in my life. I don't know why I deserve it, but maybe there is a reason for it. I have no idea. Maybe there are people above that like to punish me or something. I don't know. I have no idea. Thank you, Lani. Thank you so much. Sweet people, I'm going to go. I wish you all a very nice day. Thank you for all your prayers. And yeah, I will keep you guys updated. A big kiss from me to all of you, and speak to you guys soon. Bye bye.